this program.
It is now that part of the program when we shall
Unbox, 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 unbox.
What's inside the box? Long time. And oops, sorry. Forgetting how all this whole thing works. Anyways, it's really good to see folks. Thank you so much for coming through. Kind of got a little bit of a funky setup here. So hope everything's working out. Hope you can hear everything. If you can, just give me a heads up that everything is working. If for whatever reason it's not, let me know in the chat while I multitask and try and do this. Multitask badly, mind you. Anyways, thank you all so much for joining me. We there. It's working now. Okay, good. Weird. I wonder what it was doing before. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining me. I know this was super last minute. I got a big box. I thought, you know what? I can't wait. If I wait too long, then I'm not actually going to unbox these things for a while. And I'm just super excited to get my Animal Warriors of the Kingdom Wave 2 figures in. I know it's a super busy night. There's a lot of great streams happening right now. I was just sort of hopping on 2 different streams before this. Cosmic Legions drop. The Enablers are over on Matchu Toy and J-Shot stream between 2 Sentinels. So anyways, you are here now, and I appreciate you for coming through. You're probably not here to hear me blather on, but you're here to see some toys. God, I don't even know where things are. You're here to see some toys. I got, Allison, A.W.O.K, Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. I know you're super shocked because we're shilling in the name of tonight. Love that. Well done, YHS. So this came in yesterday, actually, and this is my 99-cent Barbie. Just kidding. This is so somebody else, Adam, was saying that they kind of look like that in these boxes. These totally look like super slim down, simple packaging. So they do kind of remind me of Barbies. No accessories, nothing, just the awesome naked cat doll. So this is the first one I got in, but this was an add-on. So to answer your question, Thanos, I didn't get the full wave. I need to pretend like I'm disciplined, but as you'll see in a little bit, I got a good amount. What I'm hoping to unbox today, I'll show last. So I will, I did get some heads, the Vile Villain headset. I got the villain who we haven't yet really talked about over on A.W.O.K Talk. We've talked a lot about Kali. We've talked about Pale and their connection. This character, Blight, comes into play in our next episode of A.W.O.K Talk. If you're not checking those out, that's Blight. If you're wondering why he looks so similar to Pale, we'll find out together when we talk about that on the next A.W.O.K Talk. Cordoon, who did come up on the last episode of A.W.O.K Talk, because I love the way this character looks. I love the colors. He's got a cool, I don't know if you can see that. He's got a cool mismatched red, blue kind of split going on. Awesome looking character. Let's get some light on him. Looking good. And now to the figures that I'm hoping to unbox today. We'll get to Sexy Lexi on. Lexion. There he is. We'll free him from his prison in a little bit. And last but not least, and who I hope to unbox first, this is the figure that Adam and I have been talking about a lot, because we suspect, and look at mine, he's all looking up, ready to go. that this figure is going to be getting some attention in the community, because I think he definitely was one of those figures that a lot of people were talking about. Look at him. He's just like, dude, let me out. What's going on up here? Let me out. Big Daddy Thane, not to be confused with Big Daddy Kane, whole other thing, General Thane. So I'm hoping to open him up. I didn't get the full wave. Those are the only figures I got from wave 2. Who knows? I may go all in, but let me tell you, like, there are just so many amazing things coming in right now in terms of toys that I got to draw some limits somewhere, but they're all amazing. I know I want them all, but hey. So let's do a quick roll call and see who's all up in here today. Silver K, Kayla Silva, will not be able to join us because she's got some very important work to do this evening. Big important stuff, which I totally understand, but she stopped by just to remind us all that we ought to smack that like button. Same with Duchess. Duchess actually has a video premiering tonight where we've got 10 scary stories told by the fire, and that's over there, and I put that link in the chat. Cobb stopped in to just say hello. Hopefully he can pop in later. That will be great. Check out some AWOK goodness. Adam Radical Toys also dropped by. Nolan is here, there, and everywhere. Genma, Thanos, we saw earlier. Good to see Thanos. Quip, good to see you there too. I'm gonna be doing a lot of this. I'm about to be heading to Hawaii for the second time in my life, so be doing a lot of that. Allison Troy greeting her beautiful summer children. Speaking moistly speaking, good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. And did I miss anybody? Kayla's here. There she revealed her busy work of handling her facial. Figure that out on your own. So smack that like again. And if you didn't know, Kayla, along with Lucha Johnny, do the Geek the F Out channel. They are on a journey, a trek, if you will, to watch a bunch of Star Trek from the beginning to the end. Although I think they are getting a little bit itchy and wanting to start looking at Strange New Worlds, but we'll see. Let's see. Allison agrees that the packaging may or may not remind her of a low price range Barbie, but no shame, because that if it ain't broke, love it. Yes, I'm a Barbie wolf. Jeremy J. Hey, Jeremy J. Jeremy J, the keeper of the orange paper. Oh, I didn't even check. Hold on. Let me make sure before I do that, Jeremy. Let's go see what's going on. Save Thane for last. Yeah, I will, for what I'm going to do today. I'm going to try and keep it to an hour today. Open up maybe 2 figures. We'll see if we have time for some heads, plural, and we'll go from there. Okay. This guy was here, highly articulated, just saying hi. He's about to jump on a call with Jason. Awesome. He's going to be talking A.W.O.K in his own right, separately. I don't know if Adam's going to be doing a late night today, so he may or may not have a stream after this as well. I hope he got his A.W.O.K in, because if anybody deserves some wave 2 in their life, it's Adam. Oh, hello again. Ted, what's going on? Hello, Dope. Ted Darkclaw, here to say hello. Got Scott Baker in the house. What's going on, Scott? So I take it Mythic Customs is over, because there was a whole lot of good Cosmic Legions and 4 Horsemen on display on a different stream. All right, let's see. It sure does. Good folks that are like wanting to talk about Hawaii. Awesome. We've only been once. Cool. Star. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you, just like I'm happy for me. We got to see some Cosmic Legions tonight, and look, back to back, we're also going to see some A.W.O.K. So that's going to be some good stuff there. Star's been waiting for that cosmic. Moonshine Mel, good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. We're shifting a little bit, not talking lore today, but we're going to talk about the figures that bring that lore into our homes, right? With all sorts of awesome play. And yes, there is, in fact, as Allison would like to point out, there's always time for a heads pack, for sure. Let's see. Anything else? Cool. Thank you all so much for coming. Yes. Man, I know we're here to talk AWOK, but like, we love toys, period, especially good toys, indie toys in particular. So folks are just super happy between AWOK Wave 2, between Cosmic Legions. I'm getting a big bear from Memory Toys coming in this Friday. Like, we are all being fed a steady diet of good indie toys. So super duper happy. Let's go ahead and get into it. Yes, we are here to talk AWOK. I'm going to take Jeremy's advice and we'll wait for the big boy at the end and we'll see if I can move fast. Maybe we'll get through more. But hey, I didn't check for that orange paper. And actually, I'm not seeing it. FYI, not seeing it. I think this paper has my address on it. It sure does. And the amount of money I spent on that bad boy. But yeah, no orange paper, which means we are free to rip arms and legs off of these figures today because I was not properly warned. All right. So let's go ahead and add the this cam to the stream. And looks like Kali being Kali is already sort of in here, wanting to assert his presence, of course. Egomaniac. Let me get us a different view. Let's do this view. Oh, sure, that's awkward. No, that's fine. Sorry, folks, it's been a while. All right, what am I searching for? Maybe I'm searching for this one. Yeah, that's the one. All right. Here is Kali, and sorry, Kali. Oh, you know what? You hang out, Kali. In fact, let me give you some other Animal Warriors of the Kingdom homies to hang out in that sort of camera for a little bit. And hell, while we're at it, let's add a little bit of figure obscura monkey action here too, because we don't discriminate here on Unbox Something. All kinds of monkey business, animal business going on. Okay, folks. So first order of business, I'll listen to Jeremy, as I always do. I always follow his direction because, he's wise. We're going to open up Lexion. So if you're unfamiliar with this whole toy line and you're relatively new, there was a Kickstarter that happened that ended roughly about last year around this time, a little earlier than that. Whoopsie. And so we've been waiting around for about an hour for these figures to get sort of, cooked up and baked up and all ready to go in the factory. And they are Wave 1 shipped earlier in 2023. And so that Kickstarter included figures for Wave 1 and Wave 2. What you are looking at right now in your screen, these two figures are from Wave 1. I've had them for a couple of months now. What's hitting now are Wave 2 figures, including the Lexion and the General Thane that I want to kind of get to today. So, look at him. He's unboxing along with me. Cool. Question, Jeremy, did your box have an orange paper? And if so, do you follow its guidance, or are you as free-spirited as I am? Okay. So Wave 2 figures are arriving now. Both of them were a part of that Kickstarter. Folks backed it. They got their first wave of figures, and now finally this makes everybody whole once Wave 2 comes out. And then now we're just moving forward. Wave 3 is currently up for pre-order, which includes a bunch of awesome army builders, some unique colorways, armor, as well as the awesome board game from Authority figure. So that is available for you to pre-order now. However, we are focused on Wave 2 because we want to see what these toys look like. So if you're unfamiliar, I'll let you go ahead and read Allison's breakdown as I, oh my God, it's Lexion, folks. Take a look at Lexion. So let me actually even these guys out here. Let's do this. So as you can see, sort of we got Tiberius as my cat over here. We've got Kali, and then this guy who's just an awesome monkey who I'm still haven't gotten over, and he exists constantly in my hands, getting posed up. But now I'm adding a couple of more cats. In fact, today I'm going to see if we can get to all three of these and do some quick swapping just to get a sense of like what you're getting in these sort of naked ancients, what they call them. Essentially, they're blanks. So as you can see, they're essentially the same sculpt, right? But Lexion, a named character, has some armor as well as some amazing deco. Some really cool spots, unique spots. Ooh, that's gotta feel sound. That's good. Oh hey, I probably want to cut out this plastic. Come on. Yeah, I love that all of these are dropping now, even though I do have a backlog of older toys that I have yet to open. But I'm excited that these are opening right now. They came perfectly before I skipped town so that I can open them up, enjoy them, share them with y'all, give you my 2 cents. Oh, he looks fantastic. So I think what I will do is I will sort of show you more what's going on over here on this cam, and I'll let these guys spin around and get dizzy. You spin me round, baby. So, and I'll kind of take the figure through its paces as one does as a person on YouTube. So, Animal Warriors of the Kingdom looks like this is pretty much what we've come to expect in terms of the awesome quality and articulation from Spiro. The sculpts are amazing. Look at this. Such a cool looking feline. Come on, zoom in. Or focus. Come on, you can do it. I have faith in you. How about we give you a little light? Does that help you? Maybe not. Grr, arg. Kind of. Almost there. Oh, Lexion, you're not working. My camera's not working with me. There you go. We got it, folks. We got it. There. Oh, you suck. Come on. Oh, I see. You're competing with the background. Look at those eyes. Look at the detail in those eyes. That's such a clean hit to get that cat pupils. Oops, ignore my little cuts there. Look at the spots on the head and on the ears. Check out the back of this. I don't know, it's amazing to me that a company like Spiro, from the sort of creative mind of Jason Bienvenu, can design these characters, work with some different sculptors to get them all put together, put out a toy, and it's just so good. It's better than a lot of the big corporate toys that I have, I gotta say. And I know people don't necessarily like us being quote unquote negative, but I'm comparing things, and these figures are better than the Mattel Masterverse figures I love. Let's be clear, I love me some Mattel Masterverse, but these are just the sculpt on these, the detail on these, and this is from a company that's just getting into the game. They released a line of smaller action figures, and then these, and that's it. And the articulation on these, like I wish I could apply this movement to a lot of my other toy lines. Right. So what you've got in A.W.O.K are just great sculpts, great characters, great design, great deco, along with great movement and articulation and posability. All right. Speaking of, you've got the shoulders. There's definitely some limitations here because of this shoulder armor. I don't know enough. This is a new armor piece to me. And so it looks like it is connected into the shoulder right there. There's a connection point. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, there's a connection point right there. And it looks like I can get that off, and I will try. Let's see. Man, David, I am ridiculously excited right now to open these up. Again, between these and, as you point out, the Cosmic Legion stuff that I was just seeing over on Mythic Customs, it's gonna be a good summer. Between Wukong, like absolutely, he's saying Four Horsemen and Spear are blowing everyone away. Rightfully so. Like this is, I guess blowing them away, meaning like better than them, but also blowing people like myself away in terms of the quality. Again, they're able to put out, right? I mean, Jason and company, like they're new-ish to, hey, look at that, newish to this game, and they're just killing it, which speaks to obviously like the creativity and all the great, wonderful people they have involved, but also just the hard work, right? And real, like there's a lot of studying going on here. There must be, looking at what other toy companies have been doing for decades now, and studying it and then trying to improve upon it. Or look at that. Look at the arms, the deco on the arms. Anyways, we've got double elbows. They're pinned. If that bothers you, it's a thing. I get it. This one definitely is hindered by the sculpt of this armor here on the bicep. Again, these are new to me because that part of the arm is not something that I'm familiar with. And yeah, you did call it, Adam. Believe it or not, there actually was, if I didn't go today and it didn't arrive today, it would have meant that I wouldn't have been able to open these up until mid-July. And if I hadn't caught something in terms of the delivery, the place where it was delivered to, I might have completely not been able to access these until August, when that place reopens. So, and yeah, it worked out. I honestly didn't think I was going to get them before you. I thought maybe this time you were going to get them ahead of me, but check out this articulation, the bend on that knee. And it still looks great. I mean, there aren't like a ton of awkward cuts. And like Star, I too am broke. I don't know about you, Star, but after I did not go all in on Cosmic. We're all over the place, but I did not go all in on Cosmic. But after watching that stream today, I may have added a couple of more things to my Cosmic pre-order. Okay, so let's get back to this figure. Pretty much, if you're familiar with the sorts of the other Wave 1 figures that we've got, focus in on this camera over her. Kind of the basics of this book, right? But you'll notice this is kind of got like on this side, the armorless arms, and then we've got Kali with the sort of armored arms. This is completely new to me. So this is the same armorless arm that Tiberius the Tiger over here has, which means that this piece of armor will pop right off. And as you know, I just brought this out of the box. As you know, there wasn't an orange paper to tell me that I should heat it up first before attempting to pry off this hand. Whoops. So I just took that hand off. But I did that to show you that armor comes right off. Hand goes back in. Again, you should heat these up according to the orange paper that was missing from my shipment. And There you go. Right. So effectively the same arm as this guy over here, just with different deco. And I've already shown this one online, but if you missed it, just take a look at that fade of that white hand up to that forearm. And in this case, we've got similarly great deco with these cool spots. Now on this side, same forearm. So again, I can take off this piece of this bracer, but this is sculpted into this bicep, which has that swivel, BT dubs. And then this is a new piece to me, as I was pointing out earlier, because there is a shoulder connection here for this pauldron. And I'm going to just gently see what I can do. It looks like you may be able to pull it off, but yep, it's on the front and on the back. And there are armor packs. I don't know if the armor packs come with additional sort of shoulder pieces like these that will rest on those shoulders. So maybe just maybe, you may be able to switch that out, but I'm not going to try. If you were to try and switch that out, just note that this bicep will keep that armor, right? So you can kind of get them naked down to, let's see. Here we go. And is it like a 90s rap video going on that second screen? If it is, that means it's pretty good hip hop then, because that was the time. All right, so let's take a look. There's a bunch of stuff here, some knowledge being dropped by people smarter than I am. Adam says the pins are there on purpose, FYI. Jason wants those to look and feel like toys, and that was a conscious decision. So we're talking about the elbows, these pins. It was a conscious aesthetic decision is what I'm hearing, to keep those there. All right. I can appreciate an artist's intentions. I didn't make the toy. Would I have made them differently? I don't know, but I think they look great. I'm not bothered by them at all. I mean, I almost, the way that they're sort of hidden, especially with sort of like the deco, it's not, I don't go, oh my God, look at those atrocious pins. But I do appreciate the functionality of the double elbow, which, yeah. Let's see. Cool. Allison's got a good choice in music. Star, do we ever get the story of what kind of people these characters were before the crash? Other than the general sense that based on the judgy AI, that they didn't take good care of their home world, and that they used high technology or advanced technology to be able to travel the stars, etc. We actually don't know in terms of what kind of people, if you're wondering, are they actually from our Earth? Are they, other human-like beings? We don't know for certain yet. I have my assumptions that they're essentially us, or our descendants, who are fleeing Earth, but that's just me. Nothing definitive yet. Jeremy J. criticizing the Canadian postal system. And okay, I guess we are talking about customer service stuff. If you're wondering, if something was missing from your shipment, there will be an email address set up soon for any and all issues, like very soon, like after I chat with Jason. Got it. So are you making that happen because you are missing something? Really curious. Speaking Moistly can confirm that there are some dystopian qualities about the Canadian postal system. Star, or maybe this interrogation, I don't know. This guy, the real Robo Tribe, is saying the pins are on purpose. Yeah, maybe doubtful, maybe unsure. I don't know. Adam, you can spell it out for us. I love it. This is the dialogue for the interrogation scene. Stars back on the lore. I think the AI would be grateful that these people were in high tech, as without it, well, AI wouldn't be here to complain. I hear you on that. And that's a very sort of logical thing. That said, maybe gratitude and appreciation are not necessarily things that can be programmed into the understanding of a highly advanced computer brain. And speaking more, as he says, we do not have to know. We do not have to know you. The humans are not everything, needs to be told. Got it. Saying, hey, listen, we don't need to know explicitly. We don't need to know for sure. We can just sort of speculate. That's part of the fun. The mystery is part of the fun. Absolutely. I get that. I know. Yeah. I love that as well. In fact, I would tell you right now, if there wasn't some mystery to the AWOK lore and comic book, why the hell would Adam and I need to be doing these like 3-hour recording sessions to pump out 1-hour videos to talk about it 3 pages at a time? So, there's that. All right. I'm in the process of getting this thing naked. Let's see. I could get him out at the waist. I'm not going to fully do it just because of time. But the point is, you can take off this armor and this armor, the shin armor. You can take off this loincloth and end up with a fairly nakedish dude. This armor right here is built into this torso. And this pop can be taken off. This awesome armor. The first, is this the first armor like this that I have? I believe so. Yeah, I don't know. Gennari didn't have them. Yeah. So this is the first over the shoulder, except for Pales. Pales is unique though, I believe. All right. Overall, no surprises. I like Lexion. There's a reason why I wanted to open them up. I'm really kind of into this Lynx cat head. And I think this armor set is really cool. I struggled a little bit between opening this one and, let's see, Cordoom tonight. I love them both, but I figured I'd do this just so that I could also maybe get to that ancient Ash figure. Comes with a cool crossbow. Fun fact I learned from the Authority figure folks, some fun trivia about the reload time and the firing time on a crossbow versus a bow and arrow, because that's the kind of thing that those boys had to think about when crafting the mechanics of their awesome board game that you can now pre-order over on Spiro. We've got, let's look at the accessories. We've also got a gun that I do have a couple of because I did get the 2 of the gun packs, or sorry, weapons packs. And this is my favorite knife. Not blade necessarily, but knife of the A.W.O.K line. There's something about this sort of like this knuckle. I don't know what you call them, knuckle dusters. I don't know what you call those, but that thingy feels very fierce. And this, just the ridiculous design of that blade, which feels like a bad 90s tribal tattoo. No offense if you have one. Actually, no, I take that back. I meant that in the most deeply offensive way I could think. So let's see. All right. Oh, yeah. I forgot. The technical term for this, by the way, is the boomstick. All right. So again, just posing these folks up. If you're wondering, like, yeah, what are these figures like? Are they super like precious? Like, I feel like I'm gonna break them because they look so good and so detailed that these clearly must be like figures that young people, children can't play with. These are definitely just adult collectibles. You can't get those weapons in hand, and of course, I'm having a hard time getting the weapons in. That's great. No, you can get them in there. I'm just being careful with this thumb for whatever reason. Open, in, and boom. I love this gun. It's just like a cool hunter. I actually don't know that. I'm trying to remember. We don't fully know who Lexion is, do we? I feel like I don't know. That's what A.W.O.K talks for. So we'll have to wait. I guess I could read the box, but you don't want to see me read a box. I just feel like check out this pose. I mean, I'm just kind of moving him around, but I feel like that's such a cool, dramatic action pose, right? I'm not doing much. I'm just kind of opening these things up. I feel like these figures just like are designed to be put into these like crazy dynamic poses, right? Maybe jumping out of a ship or, I don't know, posing for your McFarlane cover. No, that's more of a Liefeld pose. Actually, no, Liefeld would be, never mind. Feet are too big. We could be dropping out. We could be looking up, right? I love that this butterfly joint lets me do all sorts of cool stuff. Like he's, flying at jumping out of a plane. Like that one James Bond movie. Was that Moonraker? Yeah, this is like I'm moving him around just so you can see. Awesome neck joint. I love the way that this is done. You can get good sort of like pull forward, right? Back. Very cool figure. Mind you, I still haven't put back his arm bracers. But again, maybe just to show you one more time, like these figures are designed, whoopsie, for you to play with and to mess with. Let me see. Right arm is red. Oh, duh, of course. So, boom, fits right in. The sculpt on these things are great. They conform perfectly to that forearm. And if you're ever confused, you could always look in there and it tells you right versus left, because that's a smart thing Spiro does to help people like me. And you just shove the hand back in there. Nice little double click. Boom, armored up, ready to go. Let's go ahead and just get him back to factory status. All right. So Tiberius and Kali, I'm going to have to move over a little bit. Get out of here. Let's get Lexion on my handy dandy. I don't know, neck a stand in an awkward position, like he was just sort of caught. I don't know what he's doing, but he's just going to chill there standing on the one leg, and I'll put him there like this, and let's see. Hopefully he's balanced well enough. Let's see how well he does in this weird position. You can see that and enjoy that, and that'll be a fun little game. I'm sure he's going to fall over relatively soon, but that's okay. While you are hypnotized and mesmerized by the spinning Lexion, I'm going to go ahead and jump over here and open one of their, essentially their blanks or army builder figures, Spiro, just because the Kickstarter on this thing did so well and was backed so quickly that they almost kind of had to like come up with new ideas as tiers. So one of the things that they opted to do was the ancient figure, right? So it says here, they call these the animal warriors, the king, here's the back of the box. There he goes, ancients figure base, right? So these are the ancients that are meant to be customized. Collect them all. So what we're talking about really, here, you can stand up. He did pretty good there. Mind you, he is spinning, so he's fine on the shelf. This is a naked cousin of Lexion, right? An unnamed ancients base figure that's meant to be customized. get some different armor sets, some different weapons, and you can put together your own version for this figure, your own character for this figure. Oh, that is one thing that I just realized. Unless it dropped. Did Lexion not come with additional hands? I don't believe that he did. I don't see a random orange Ziploc bag. See a random orange dime bag around here. Nope. So I believe that's the hands that are on Lexion right now are the hands that he comes with. I didn't point this out, but this right hand is on a vertical hinge. So you can do the I have the power thing. And then the left hand does that, which is awesome to have on camera, on video for posterity. Okay. I say that because these figure blanks, this guy actually comes with 1, 2, 3, 4 extra hands in addition to the ones that are on his body now. And color-wise, these would work perfectly for Lexion. If for whatever reason I needed Lexion to throw some fists and engage in some fisticuffs, they are there. So thank you, Real Robo Tribe. I appreciate the clarity. Yes, so this pose, look how quickly I'm going to throw them into this pose, right? Wow, these figures are so great and fun to play with. These are not just like adult collector toys. These are toys that I can give to the 2 young Rugrats out there who are unfortunately getting way too old already, too quickly. But I could have given them to them when they were 7, 6, and not worried about these figures at all. These things are superposable, meant to be bent, meant to be like, dealt with. They've got a nice little ratchet, if you can hear that, on that diaphragm. Got that neck pose, so I can put them back like that. And there you go. You've got the intro to Moonraker. Thank you for that. Right on, David. Thanks for stopping in. David Williams, folks, amazing artist, illustrator, tattoo artist, and does some. He paints and does some customizing too. Great work. I bought some custom heads from him while I was at the Mythic meetup. Cool. So Bernie, fresh from his weekend, wants to let folks know. I just hope that that Spiro, the company, doesn't make every character ripped and muscular, need a fat blob or long and limber character. I agree with you. I love a variety in body types. And although I will say that these are relatively lean compared to, like, say, your Masters of the Universe kind of thing. Oops, there goes that dude. But yeah, we're not, these are not truly lean. Like a real thin, less muscle mass would be awesome. I would love that book. I know others would too. I know that's kind of Adam's thing too. That's partially, like, I was in a conversation about Masters of the Universe classics this weekend. And part of what I was pointing out was how kind of tiresome that toy line got, because of the, like, every single figure had the exact same massive, muscular, bloated sausage body, and it got tiring. So variety I love. That's why I love Mythic Legions, for example. Not necessarily because they have different body types, but because there are sort of, like, there's a 1.0, there's a 2.0, there's the dwarves, there's the goblins, there's the ogre scale, there's now brute scale. I love that kind of variety. But I'm with you. I wish there were, like, skinnier bodies, thicker bodies, flabbier bodies. I just think it would make for a more interesting shelf, right? I guess there's bodies like that too. Anyway, For what they give us, though, that's some pretty damn good sculpting. And what I really love about this is that diaphragm cut right there is how they kind of work that into the sculpt. I think that's really cool. Obviously, there's limitations. There's only so much you can do. You kind of lose that once you get to this back here and have him bent over. But look how crouched down this guy is. Ugh. I mean, there's just so many like dynamic poses you can throw these guys into because of this articulation scheme. The butterfly is gorgeous. And with this sort of naked buck, you can see a lot more. I sort of quickly showed you on this side. I twisted his waist, right? So that's another point of articulation there. You know I'm not very good when I'm doing these unboxing things of like meticulously taking you through all the little articulation points, but yeah, there's lots of great channels that will, so check them out too. Okay, we got a thigh cut that gets us this cool swivel. Again, note that you're supposed to, they do recommend, whether it's on the orange paper or on the back of the box here, they recommend that you heat these things up before you sort of like go crazy on bending them around, etc. I don't know if you can really see that, but trust me that that's what that says. Oops, sorry, down here, see a little blow dryer thing there warning you that that you should note that these joints can get stiff during shipping. But note that I haven't done anything, not recommending this. Your mileage may vary, but I don't know. I think these these toys can be just taken right out of the box and done. I haven't really felt any need to do that, except for who was that? I think it might have been a Atreyu, where I felt like this joint right here in the elbows was a little stiff. And I've found that oftentimes it's not just the plastic and kind of like expanding, but it's painted parts where I find that that's where we have some issues with some of this. And so you got to kind of heat it up and loosen up parts where things are painted over. Anyways, visually, hope you're seeing me just kind of like do what I can with this thing. I'm just trying to pose it like there's just so many things you can do really quickly, right? I mean, just, I don't know, you want to Linda Blair him? You can, right? There's just so many weird things you can achieve. So there's that. Okay. So let's do this for a second. There's Lexion next to his batchmate, let's call him. His little brother, let's say, his naked little brother, who, for whatever reason, doesn't get the cool armor just yet. But as those armor sets come out, or if I take them off of other figures, I could easily transform this character into, a completely different animal warrior of the kingdom. I could lend him some of the weapons from Lexion. Let's get this crossbow in here. And, they can hang out and do what they do, which is be animal warriors. Like I'm thinking about the lore. And so Adam and I went through the issue in the recent episode where Atreyu and Pale end up in the Gladiator. And you could easily take some of this armor that comes with some of these different figures and turn them into some of the people in that Gladiator ring, or even put on some horrid armor and turn them into the many different species that make up the Ravagers and the or the Horde, the horrid Horde. Is that what they're called? I just make that up. I just mix my universes. I do use the stands, but you don't necessarily have to. There, stand. And there you go. Based on the same buck, this is what it looks like without all that cool, beautiful premium deco on Lexion. But lots of possibilities here. If you wanted to like turn them into a particular type of cat, you know, I could see maybe painting some of these a different color, maybe like a white, giving that little white goatee or something. I could see, um, I mean, I want to, once I'm able to actually get a paint set up, I want to do some dry brushing on this and bring out all that beautiful detail on this fur. This dude's hairy back. Even here in the armor, like maybe painting some of these segments. So it's really early in the life of these toys. We're just starting to see people get their hands on these toys and maybe start to maybe wake up and you know, start to pay attention to this new toy line. So I suspect over the next couple of years, we're going to be seeing all sorts of cool customs come out of this toy line. All right, let me just put these guys here. Let me put them on a stand. Again, I use NECA stands. Someone was asking me that the other day. NECA just makes these clear and black stands that I use. They work well for A.W.O.K, as they do for Masterverse and what else? They work for Origins. They work for Mythic Legions. So I'll let you look at those while I check in really quickly with the chat. Taped in the box, in the back of the box, maybe. Oh, so the orange. He's wondering if I have any additional hands that I missed. Could be. Yep. Look at Thanos. Check out the big brains on Thanos and the small brains on Brick. Taped in the back of the box are a pair of hands in the cute little orange Ziploc bag. Earlier, we were talking about Weekend at Bernie's commentary about the different body types. And Allison points out that, yeah, definitely Origins has a lot more body variation than Classics, which is awesome in that line. And I hope to see that move over to Masterverse, but between the actual Masters of the Universe Origins and the WWE Masters of the WWE and all this sort of like adjacent wrestling lines that use the same book, they've gotten all sorts of cool body types for Origins. I hope that transfers to Masterverse. Classics obviously was super duper limited for a couple of reasons. I'm sure production reasons. I also think there was a level of sort of old school thinking around that line because, in fairness, that was old school. That was 2008. So it's like a while ago now. So yes, thank you, Thanos. Lexion, to correct the record, Lexion does come with additional hands. I just totally missed them because I was overly excited. And as far as the hands for Lexion, he does have fists, so he can engage in those fisticuffs and do other things that Thanos likes to show on his Instagram. And the cool little action flex hands. Cool. Good call, Thanos Copter. Good looking out. All right. So that should give you a sense of the cats that I got in this delivery. We don't need to see me so much. Let's take a look at these guys. Oh, wrong. Just some really cool, really great looking cats. Again, they're essentially the same buck, different deco, different armor. I feel like I'm missing stuff, like, if I may take a look for a second at the armor on Lexion. Very cool. Almost like samurai-like armor, the way that those different plates are jointed together by those little rings. Very, very cool. Focus, 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 focus. You can do it. All right. And let's see, I showed you the armor, but just a quick view, and I'll probably edit this at some point into a shorter non-live edition. So let me get these shots. You've got that cool, what do you call these? Shin guards? I don't know. But I love this little detail here of that color blocked little dark orange, and I love this orange. He's got a fall thing going on. And then again, we've got the simpler ancients. So just to give you a sense, this ancients was $23 when I ordered it off of BackerKit, and this is 33. I want to say the named character. So just to give you a sense of how much these things cost, I think those price points are excellent, especially when I consider some of the things that are at my Target and how much they cost. I'm ashamed to say that I paid $40.48 for a new Eternia Beastman initially, and then got it price adjusted when I realized that the Bay Area Targets charge more. But that's a lot of money for that figure, and it's a good figure. But when I see that this figure's shipped from this company for $33 with all the great things it's got going for it that I've been going on and on about, come on now, you can do better. So, all right, there you go. There's a lot of cool things happening. Question from Star: are these figures able to pop and swap cross species? Pig heads on ape bodies, etc. I think that a megalomaniac like Kali would want all animal DNA in himself for all abilities to rule everybody. You know what? That's a good point. This dude is kind of a freak. He's a power-hungry freak. So, to demonstrate and address your question, the answer is yes. And you can sort of tell like what parts are compatible just based on the book style, right? So, and we'll find out a little bit more because today I'm going to be taking a look in a second at one of the more unique bucks in the first two waves, which is Thane, our big boy gorilla. So there you go. You can switch these out. You can now have a cat emperor with blue hands for whatever reason. But again, I could switch out that hand for the gray hand and have a new character. So the answer, Star, is yes. Yes, you can in fact swap them out, and we'll see sort of what's happening with the line moving forward as they release new parts, new characters, etc. And Jeremy J is teasing us because there are some exciting things in the works. The orangutan, what is his name? Begins with a naranja, or I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced, naranja, like orange. Yeah, because he's orange. Big orangutan that is sort of like the I don't know, kind of a, what is he? He's like an Alfred maybe, but more of like a strategist as well for the Chinari tribe. He's in the comics. He's in the lore. We talked about him in AWOK episodes 1 and 2. But his figure apparently is going to be something to see. So maybe, Moistly, they can make a giraffe for the lean, lanky buck and a hippo for the girthier guys. I would be all about those. There is a rhino in the works, I believe, that we've seen character turnarounds for that does seem to have a more unique, girthier body that is not quite as big as Thane, who we're about to see. There's also Atreyu's father, who is also, they've shown character turnarounds for him, and he's got a different body. So the different body types and different body shapes, I didn't say this earlier when I was addressing what Bernie was saying, but they're coming. They may not necessarily be like, the ones that you mentioned, the body types that you mentioned, but there are definitely some variety coming. Bernie wants to know, will these figures have vehicles or playsets in the future? And there has nothing officially been said about such things. All I know is what we've been talking about in the A.W.O.K talk, where we've been going through the comics, that at least the world is set up so that there's plenty of opportunities for them to do some vehicles. And if you've been following along with that or read the comic books yourself, you know that they've got designs ready to go. They've got Dragonfly mech, I don't know, planes or helicopters or some kind of copter type thing that is featured in issue 1. There are all sorts of walker mechs that kind of act as sort of platforms. There's walker mechs that look more like kind of tank-y things. There's a spider mech. So, I mean, I can only assume based on what I know of Jason that if he had all the money in the world and could just snap his fingers and make the things that are in his brain for this Animal Warriors of the Kingdom world and turn them into toys, we would definitely be getting vehicles and play sets. But I will just say, allow me to be shilling in the name of, and just say that obviously we're not going to get to vehicles and play sets if these figures don't sell and there isn't, a significant fan base buying those up. So just to throw that out there, there's also cool things like, obviously they're not averse to doing things beyond action figures. They were collaborated with Authority Figure to do a board game, right? And like just to create this whole other environment and way for you to get to know the lore and to play with these characters. So there you go. Greaves, got it. Greaves are the ones on the shins. Is that right, Moisley? We were talking about the armor on Lexion over here. Kind of, yep, that layered samurai look. Thanos is wondering what the holdup on BBTS is waiting for. I assume. Oh, that's a good question on Pale and Kali, because those are Wave 1 figures. I don't have an answer for that. I didn't even think about that. Oh, that sucks. If you're waiting for Pale and Kali from BBTS, because those have been out for a while now, right? I don't know. My Vero Atlas that I got from BBTS says that it's coming, or it's still expected June 2023. So it is weird. You're right. It is weird that we don't have those Wave 1 figures. Bernie saying, a hard character animal, I honestly would stay away from our turtles. There's plenty of those available if you want to mix them in, though. So you should be okay with that. Frogs, especially frogs, given everyone will say copycat or something negative, sure. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle frogs and Bucky O'Hare has that covered. Yeah, and Battletoads, right? In fact, there's a big frog character right now from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that's available from NECA. That's awesome looking. But yeah, definitely getting a Planet of the Apes vibe there. Yeah, and you know what? On that note, let's get into some apes. Let's get into some apes. I'm going to leave these guys here. I'm going to prioritize this screen, if you don't mind, because I want you to see Osbrick in the background, but also because General Thane has arrived. If you've been following the A.W.O.K talk videos on this channel with myself and Adam from Highly Articulated, you may be aware that this big boy is actually the father of our protagonist, Pale, right? So this is General Thane. He's not his biological father, though, because if you've been following, you know that Pale is, in fact, a clone. Sorry, spoiler alert. But this is essentially the adopted father of Thane, of Pale. Sorry. Woo. Knife. I did not prep these. I was going pretty quickly. So let me go ahead and unbox Thane. 2 little pieces of tape on the top there. Let's get this Planet of the Apes vibe, and let's get that. Here we go. This is the figure. This is the figure that definitely caught a lot of attention when he was revealed, right? Look at his head. Come here, look down, buddy. Come here. Don't be shy. And of course, a lot of it has to do with the fact that he's so big, right? This big, bulking, big, hulking, bulky body. Such a cool looking gorilla, right? I think a lot of us are, for whatever reason, inclined towards big old hulking figures. I know I am. It's why I have way too many ogre scale Mythic Legions figures. I remember telling myself, oh yeah, I'll just get a couple for variety. And now when I look over at that shelf, it's kind of ridiculous. It's almost as if I'm displaying my 1/6 collection along with my 1/12 collection, because those ogre scale figures just look like their own figure line. See, I was trained by my family to open things carefully. And I don't know why. It's not like I'm going to hang out with that cardboard box. It's so obnoxious. And Christmas, there's this whole thing about cleanly opening up your wrapping paper. Anyway. So right off the bat, thanks to Thanos, I was paying attention while unboxing and pulled out his alt hands. Look at these things. If you want scale, take a look over on this window and you'll see it's as big as dude's face, right? You don't want Thane to go grabbing your face or pinching your cheeks or your fur, because oof. So big old hands, wears big old gloves. Let's see what, okay, I've got a couple of those little plastic things. Hold on a second. I've got my little baby nail clippers handy, so I'll do this like a brute. So this figure, when I saw the designs for this and the renders of these, I was like, oh man, what is this toy line? I need to grab these. I'd seen, the others, and definitely they look great. I was really intrigued, especially by the idea of like, ooh, Thundercats looking cats and Planet of the Apes looking simians. Let's go for it. But when I saw this figure, that this was a part of the line, that this was a thing that could be happening in this toy line, I was definitely moved, and I jumped on that order pretty quick. Oh, you know what? I don't know who it was. Sorry, you were asking about interspecies. Was that Moisley or Bernie? I'll do this. I saw Inutabi and Kato do this on the official AWOK podcast, right? So you can kind of see there's the peg, there's the hole. I don't know if does that work right in there. Guess I'll find out. Oh yeah, that'll work. But it's a little odd because the way that the hole on the head is, it's further back because he's a gorilla sort of facing forward. But for now, there you go. There's bobblehead. There's the bobblehead ape. All right, let's get back to this. Okay, unbox. So, God, did I finish that story? So yeah, basically, Thane caught my attention, and I'm, as Adam and I were saying over on A.W.O.K Talk, this is the figure that we hear so many people talking about, right? When they say like, "Oh, A.W.O.K, is that the one with the giant gorilla?" Yes, that is the toy line with the giant gorilla. So definitely, I feel like this thing's on people's radar, at least from like the solicitation. And now that it's hitting and we're starting to get reviews in and videos like this one online where people are getting them in hand, I'm hoping and suspecting that it's going to get the line a lot of deserved attention. Or giant fists. So if you're keeping track, that means we got 4 additional hands to the ones that Thane is shipping. Oh, man. This is General Thane. Look at this beast. But you know what? I say beast, but dude, this dude's handsome. Look at that. That's a good looking gorilla. He's got like that, right? Got a little bit of that one eyebrow action going on. Yeah, dude, that's a good looking dude. Look at his hair too. Man, what product are you using? It's good. Nice and chunky, right? Gives it some shape and some texture. Man. So that's what I was talking about with the head. It's on a peg right here. Let me do this. Again, I should warm them up, as they say, but I didn't. You can see this is on a hinge, right? And so the hole on the head is positioned not straight up like this, but instead is like that. So it sits on that peg so that you can get him looking forward like that, hunched over, or you can also have him more upright. So down again. That's the down position. That's the upright position. I know it seems a little odd because of that cut, but what that allows you to do is to get him looking up a little bit like he was in the box, and probably more realistically looking forward, right at you. Look at that. Like you can feel like, right? Feel like the steam coming up, fogging up the lens, and those nostrils. So, man, I'm going to be like I was with Wukong when I opened up that Wukong figure this weekend, and just be sort of like hypnotized as I'm like opening this in front of you all. This thing is so cool. There's the gorilla. That's what he looked like in the turnaround. Look at his gorilla arms upright. You can get, without the armor, you can get up to your 90 degrees. On this, you can kind of push it if you kind of move this out of the way, but it gets up there. I've always found it kind of funny when people are like, oh, if this thing weren't in the way, or this armor, it sucks that this armor's there because I can't get them all the way up. But like realistically, if you were wearing that armor, you would have limited mobility. So I should not be expecting more. The laws of physics still apply to your action figures. We've got this elbow. Let's see where that goes. Okay. All right. So slightly, if I'm looking at where it is, slightly less. Sorry. Slightly more than 90 degrees, right? Just it's like that versus that. Only slightly. Sorry. Morrissey in my head now. Or is that the Smiths? Same on this side. Right. And then we've got the, a bicep swivel. Okay, sorry, that's a shoulder, which is on a hinge. If I hold this shoulder, I've got a bicep swivel. Mind you, again, you all saw I did not heat this up, so I may be going against what we were warned to do by Spiro, but that thing turns. I don't think I can. Let's see. I probably could spin it around, but it looks like it's stopping here, and I'm not interested in that. I don't feel the need to right now, so I do exercise some fear and caution. So there you go, right? You can kind of see what's going on with that bend. And then here, he's also got, it's on a hinge, but also on the twist there too, on a peg. And let's see, the wrists are what you kind of have come to expect from an action figure, but let me double check. Is this the vertical hinge? I have the power. Where's the hinge coming? Hard to tell. Don't want to force it. The arm's twist. I mean, the wrist is twisting, and I am seeing it is so well hidden in that cavity for the where it connects to the forearm that I can't just see. I can see from these hands, right? These are on a horizontal swivel. Same with these. Based on the track record, I'm wondering if this right hand is on a vertical, and I can't quite tell, and I don't want to force it. So I'll see. I know how I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to be stupid and try and pull this hand off. And we'll find out that way. It's coming off. It's coming off. Yep, it's vertical. I don't know if you can see that. It is a vertical hinge. So he can do the I have the power, or at least he's designed to. Ooh, that hinge is tight. So I can already tell this is one that I would heat up. That's why it wasn't moving. But now that I've got that off, you can see that I can strip him down and we can get a bare-armed gorilla, right? And get that hand back in there. Or let's get one of the, let's do one of these hands, alternate hands. Okay. Beautiful. This one, the joint is fine. That other joint is tight, so I would definitely heat that up. Give me exercising restraint. Look at this thing. Absolutely. Thane is looking sharp. I wouldn't think that Kali would last very long against this guy in a scrap. That's the thing, Star. If you're checking out the lore, I suspect that Kali is all bark and very little bite. I don't know. I don't know that he's quite Cobra Commander, but so far he's been sending other people in to do the dirty work. He does get a little vicious. I know that in a certain point, as we'll see as we go through the story, things happen, and he does definitely has a brutish, violent side. He does get down and dirty. It's not totally Cobra Commander. I've seen him get down and dirty in the comics. So, but I don't know. I suspect that he wouldn't last long against this guy either. But Thane also seems to me, at least in my read of the comics so far, he's not just like a big bruiser. As actually I saw someone, who was it? Somebody else said, yeah, Bernie's saying bigger guys doesn't always mean more brutal, right? Absolutely. It's true. I think what you're trying to say is that he could be defeated just because he's big. I guess what I'm trying to say is that he's not, he's kind of a chill dude in his own way, right? I mean, he definitely likes a fight. He's got some machismo going on in that first issue, but he's also not exactly like a mindless, brutish savage, if you will. So I don't know. And you can kind of see that in his face. I think there's some intelligence up in this face. It's so cool. Sean Connery. Yeah, he's the Sean Connery of apes, according to Nolan. Perhaps he is. Well, let me finish. I'm all over the place again. So we've got that awesome diaphragm cut that we've come to expect in AWOK, and you can hear that really loud click. Because of the weight of this guy, they're going to need something to hold it up. He doesn't do a ton of movement like some of the other smaller figs, which again, in my mind, makes sense. A little less flexible, but he can go up like that. He can go down like that. Compared to a lot of my figures, that's a lot. Compared to the rest of the AWOK line, not as much. You can probably already tell that this, let's see, I'll get it off. This armor, beautiful looking shoulder armor, by the way, with this amazing sort of pearlescent metallic paint job, which looks like it's been dinged up. It's seen some action. Right? Look at that. And even the, I don't know how well my camera can capture the texture on that belt, leather-like texture. Very cool. If you're wondering what the underside looks like, right? There are some limits. This is a toy. There's Thane. Here, actually. It's funny to do this now that I've kind of basically taken all his clothes off, but sometimes you just want to keep your head warm, right? Like me with my beanie right now. Oh, so good. That right there. That is the I don't usually acknowledge the existence of this movie, but the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes, that totally reminds me of the big gorilla in the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes movies. I wasn't a fan of those, but whatever. Very cool. Again, with this really cool, emotive head sculpt. Focus, dude. Come on. No, you're gonna eat? Well, I'll get him later. Suffice to say, it's cool. All right. Let's see. What else can we do with this guy? Waist. He can go all the way around. He's got his own armor. This armor is again in that same sort of soft, rubbery material that we've seen in in the rest of the line. Let me go ahead and catch that. It said this could go so bad, twisting and bending figures until you hear a snap like this. It's cool. If you can't tell, I'm fairly lighthearted, so not a bad joke at all. So we can get him in these poses, right? He's got he's a thick guy, but he's posable. Again, not as much as those other body types because, of course, chunk gets in the way sometimes. But man, this is just a super impressive, chunky figure. I love what's been done with this body type on this action figure. Pretty much, this is everything that I was expecting in this gorilla figure. As I said before, this is the figure that I think caught a lot of our attention when this line was sort of first put on display, and it doesn't disappoint. So cool. Hey, look at that. Yep. It's Jason Bienvenue of Spiro Toys. What's going on, Jason? We are enjoying your handiwork, including your headless handiwork over here. And so well done, friend. Well done. Thank you very much for putting your creativity onto paper and then into plastic, because the rest of us are just having a blast with these things. Here, let's get some movement up in her. We'll focus on Lexi on there for a little bit while I get this guy to put on display. Get him ready to put on display. Let's see. You can take off. You can't take off this. Oh wait, can you? Yes, you can. You can take off the greaves, if I'm remembering that correctly from earlier. Yep. You can take the feet off, and you can take these off, and you can take off his sort of loincloth and get a fairly naked ape, except for I believe this is connected. Yep, this bicep. So that is the one bicep that will get in the way of you having a naked ape. Ooh, that didn't sound good. Sorry, folks. Just wanted to show you again. Let me pop off that armor. Take this thing through its paces. I don't want to make you awkwardly watch me, or make you watch me awkwardly completely take them apart, but I could take these two greaves off and this, and that's essentially what you'd be left with. He would still have this left bicep has this sculpted on it. Looks like this is glued, but this band is sculpted on. So Adam popped in. I saw that and is asking, "You're still going?" And yes, of course, I wasn't planning on going this long, but I was just having such a great time with Thane. Thane, Adam, as you probably already know, but I'm going to tell you based on our conversations, he is absolutely everything that you and I were expecting for this awesome big boy. And you'll know soon enough because your figures will come. I know it. And you're going to have a blast. Let me bend this ankle a little bit more. Let's get him into a cool. Oh man, see, he's so big though that his arms are going to knock over these lights and the camera as he spins around. All right, let me give you a focus on him. You can take a look at him. Handsome ape, while I try my best. Let's see what else. The only other thing that comes with our boy is this beautiful hammer, this war hammer. Mine's a little bit limp and bent right here, so I could heat that up and straighten that up a little bit. But this thing is really cool looking. Such a funky design. I love it, right? Just that big block of steel at the end there. So we could take this and put it into... Oh, I took off both hands. Duh. I'll put on his... I'm going to assume he's right hand dominant since I have it here. Sometimes getting these guys in between the thumbs is a little bit tricky. Ooh, this is because this is a thick piece of plastic. Let's see. So I'm kind of looking for the thinner parts of the shaft of that weapon. Let's see if I can get it in there. Maybe that's not the strategy. What's the strategy here? Oh yeah, I see it. It's flexing, but it's tight. Come on. Do you even action figure, bro? Let's see. Come on. Come on. Woo, that was kind of... Those thumbs are tight. All right, where should he hold this? Should he hold this down here? He's going to hold this down here because that's where I got it to. All right, let's get him here. Take off his hand. I'm going to see if I can quickly put him back together. And we've got, this is left, but what I need is right. Blue set of armor. Throw that on like so. Again, it's sculpted in a way so that this thing just fits perfectly on that forearm. Right? There's no guessing about it. It's on there. Put that hand back in. Boom. With the hammer that again needs to be straightened out a little bit. Giant ape with a giant hammer. See if I can get him kind of putting this on his shoulder. Nah, he won't. He's not that flexible. And definitely this is the hand that had the tight vertical joint. Again, that on video. Let's see. Get the VAM brace. Is that what that's called? I'll confess that the only reason I know armor terminology and weapons is because of a company called Brick Arms and Brick Forge and maybe Brick Warrior, and ordering the third-party Lego accessories that I want. Get this shoulder armor back on. Get the head back on. You saw how fast that was. Oh, actually, let's do the helmeted head. Helmeted head is on. Thane is ready for action. I don't think I need the stand, but whatever. All right. Let me go ahead and do this. Get this body pile over here. This is Thane, folks. He is so big that I'm having a hard time getting him on camera in his totality. So you're getting a little bit of a weird behind the scenes look at the setup here. Come on. Where's that peg hole? Wow. That's fun. There you go. I'm going to have him on this rotating base. I want to give him a fighting chance of standing up the whole time. Oh, that ain't going to happen. Screw the stand. Stand up. And let me turn this off. Oh my God. Good times. Hold on. I only got one hand. Off. Off. On. Off. On. And he's a big boy. He's definitely top heavy. To be real, that's a big, thick body. But man, would you take a look at this figure? Again, Spiro Toys, second wave of this toy line. I know that he's done that Spiro has done a smaller action figure line prior to this in their different version of Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. But really, I mean, just this is amazing to me that a figure can turn out this well. Brand new company, or again, newish company. And for my money is doing it better than a lot of like these companies that have been doing it for years. So, oh my God, my bad. I had Jason all up in there like that. And Jason's pointing out that I put this armor on the wrong side because I suck. Yeah, I'll have to switch that out. So wondering, Bud wants to know, Jason, since you're here, I don't know if you maybe answered him already because I was not paying attention to the chat. Did you have Beast Wars on the brain when you were coloring his armor? Because he's definitely got some primal stuff going on here, right? No wonder that looked odd. Come on, get over here. Get over here. Amateurs, Jason. Amateur hour. You know what? I'm really partial to his unhelmeted head. I think he's just such a handsome dude. There you go. I love that right there. So yeah. What do you think? Is it Optimus Prime inspired at all, Jason? If you're still here, inquiring minds like Bud would like to know. Let's see, what other folks did I miss? Looks better than in the pics. I would have to agree, although I like those pics a lot. Those pics, depending on which ones you're talking about, most of the pics that we saw were of prototypes. So this is this figure is just getting into people's hands, right? These last couple of weeks. And so might be a little different, or maybe you saw it on Spiro's website. I believe those are the toys. Not sure. But if you're talking about the 1/6 shooter photos, those are all of these sort of final production figures. Either way, in hand, these are definitely great looking figures. Yeah. I don't need to say the whole figures don't do it, blah, blah, blah. We know. Because the toys ultimately are just badass. Yeah, thanks, Ray. Like it's big dude. I have the same problem when I'm shooting Mythic Legions, like ogre scale figures. It's just big. And I've got a gigantic Memory Toys Fury Bear coming in supposedly soon. A panda. So that's going to be a logistical feat. Man, if you all saw how I'm doing this on this end, it's like bubble gum and duct tape over here. So yeah, let's see really quickly. Am I still going? Respect. Yeah, I'm about to end, but yes, it's gone. It's gone a bit. So Jason is saying to Bud, I never really watched Beast Wars, but love the new Optimus Primal look in the movie. Okay, cool. Yeah, this dude is big. He's thicker than a frozen Snicker for sure. And yes, this is in fact a thick with a K and 2 C's boy. So yeah, I mean, this isn't really a review per se. It's it's an unboxing. So I don't think you need my review really, because there are people who do a much more thorough, better job of going through toys than I do, taking toys through their paces, showing you all of the cool little features and articulation. So I'm just gonna do what I just did, which is just give you my reaction to this amazing new Wave 2 Animal Warriors of the Kingdom set of action figures. We opened up Lexion and an Ash figure today, an Ash Ancients, as well as, of course, Thane in the background. If you've been following me at all here on the Brick Something channel, you know that I've got AWOK on the brain. I've got animals on the brain in general. So I'm just thrilled with Wave 2, and there's more to unbox. I've got a Blight, a Cordoon, and the Vile Heads pack to open up, so that'll happen at a different date. So just keep an eye out. Hopefully you are subscribed to the channel, and you'll get those notifications, or wherever else, probably on one of the Discords I'm on, or on Instagram, etc. Before we go, some important information. There is the Animal Warriors of the podcast, the sort of official podcast of Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. A.W.O.K Talk is unofficial, but apparently my partner in crime over on A.W.O.K Talk and Monkey Business is going to be standing in for Kato, which is kind of dope, tomorrow. So check that out. Let us know what time again. Remind folks here. That would be great. Happy to hear that. Adam was promoted from the unofficial to the official. Congratulations on your official status. You have been knighted as an animal warrior. He hasn't typed in the time yet, but check it out. Other folks agree. These are great figures. Ray's seen them, has had them in hand, loves them. I know a lot of you have Wave 1. You love them. Wait till you get Wave 2. These are fantastic, fantastic figures. They continue to be great. All right. So I think it's time for me to kind of sign off. This has gone 39 more minutes than I had planned. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I really appreciate each and every one of you joining on last minute to kind of check this out. There's a lot of great toys out there and a lot of great YouTube channels. And so I know there's all sorts of things you could be doing instead, but instead you chose to be here. So I really appreciate that. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. As Adam likes to say, you know how time zones work. He'll be on there, I'm assuming, with Inutabi, right? On the Animal Warriors official podcast. I will add that to the description of this video. But basically, it's on Kato's Collection channel and Inutabi's channel. Check them out. Ton of great A.W.O.K content. They'll probably give you some awesome updates, maybe look at some figures. I'm not sure. So definitely do that, y'all. As for me, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. There will be some little things coming probably this weekend. I'll probably jump on and do another unboxing. There will be Legions class over on Nostradamus Toys. We'll most undoubtedly be talking about Cosmic Legions, as well as some of the other things we haven't talked about. I still haven't opened my All-Stars figures, so we may do some of that. And I will be unboxing the rest of these Wave 2 figures. That'll probably happen this weekend as well, probably in a live situation because it's faster. But folks, I have a serious backlog of toys to unbox. So just look out to the channel, like and subscribe. I'll drop some info in the community tab and all that. But yeah, until then, thank you again. Peace, power, and all those good things. I appreciate you for joining me. Tomorrow, 6 p.m., check out Adam with Inutabi, and you'll get all the A.W.O.K you need. Okay? All right, folks. Appreciate you for joining. Thank you. Enjoy. Woo-woo.